Okay, so good morning, everyone. Okay, so I hope all are doing great. So today I'll be continuing with the class on the unit one. So as we all remember, we have already discussed last time regarding the causes of disease, right? So today we'll be seeing related to the risk factors. So do you still remember what are the three most important factors in the disease causation? That three important elements. Anyone can say? If you remember that triangle I have shown last time. Nobody remember agent, host, environment? Yes, please respond.
Yes, ma'am. Agent was environment.
What is agent? You still remember what is an agent?
Ma-
Agent is a factors which causes the disease, right? Yes or no? I have already mentioned so many types. It can be a physical
Yes,
agent,
ma'am.
biological agent, which can be a virus. Okay, it can be a mechanical agent in form of friction, which usually happen in the occupational settings. So all these are the agents. Then host means what? Host is mostly what? Human being, because or it can be animals also. So host is where the agent will go and it will attack and cause the disease. Okay, and environment is your, it can be a physical environment, it can be a social environment, it can be your psychological environment. Okay, so today we'll be discussing related to the risk factors. Okay, so I'll be sharing my screen now. So is it visible?
Yes, ma'am. Visible, ma'am.
Okay, so now we'll discuss about the risk factors. So, and can anyone tell me what do you mean by risk? I think you must have heard of this word, right? It is very commonly used, risk. So do you know what is risk?
Yes, ma'am. Risk factor means, ma'am, disease causes. Agent, ma'am. Helps to cause that disease,
Yeah,
ma'am.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so yeah, that is correct. Actually, risk factors, it is applicable to those diseases. If you take an example of cancer, okay, so cancer, there is no specific agent which we can say that there is no specific virus which cause cancer. So many factors, or sometimes it is not known. So in those type of diseases where the exact agent is not known, we use the term risk factors. So risk factors means it is the possibility of something bad happening. If we see it in simple English word, okay. So the possibility that something will bad will happen, that is called as a risk, okay. So risk factors of developing disease means what are the various factors which can occur, which will make the persons more prone to any disease, okay. So this mostly it is applicable to disease like I have mentioned. If in the case of cancer, because cancer there is no exact agent or there is no exact virus, bacteria, so many things are still left unknown. So in these type of disease, what happened, we use the term risk factors, and this risk factors means it refers to an attribute or exposure that is significantly associated with the development of a disease. That means attribute, it can be anything. It can be your diet, it can be your lifestyle. So many risk factors are there, and some risk factors are modifiable. That means you can make some changes by making some lifestyle changes, or some risk factors are non-modifiable. If you take in the example of age we cannot modify anything or we cannot change. So a risk factors, it is an attribute or exposure. So what happens once you're exposed to all these factors, which I will mention later. So once you're exposed to all those factors, then with increased point of time, you will be having a very high chance of developing the disease. So that is called as the risk factors. A determinant that can be modified by intervention. Intervention means what, in the sense like it can be in the form of changing your lifestyle, or it can be in a form of eating a healthy diet, doing exercise, avoiding smoking, then doing some meditation, or even psychologically also by making ourselves like taking some yoga classes. So intervention means something that we do. Okay, so how can we modify these risk factors? Once by doing some form of interventions or some this thing changes. So what happens when you do that intervention? Even though you might have the risk factors, but the chances of developing that disease, it becomes less as compared to before. Before maybe you don't do anything, so your chances of developing cancer, it might be more, because what happened, you didn't do any changes, or you didn't take any intervention. So this is the meaning of risk factors. So risk factors, some risk factors we can change, and there are some risk factors also which we cannot change, like non-modifiable. Okay, so like I've said, mostly we have two types of risk factors. We have modifiable risk factors and non-modifiable risk factors. Modifiable risk factors means these are those factors which you can change with which by improving your health lifestyle or by making some changes, like for example smoking. As we all know, smoking is one of the main causes of lung cancer. So what happened, you know that you are a very prone smoker, you smoke daily 4 5 packets. So what you'll do, you know that it is a very high chance of developing cancer by smoking. So what you'll do, what intervention you'll do, you will try to reduce, or you try to slowly you will try to stop smoking. So once you stop smoking, what happens? Your chances of developing that lung cancer, it reduces. So that is a one form of your intervention. Or obesity. Obesity also is very related to diabetes, and even so many heart diseases. It is mostly related with obesity. Then elevated serum cholesterol, high cholesterol level. It also high chance, it make a person very increased risk to developing disease like heart disease. Okay, because of the accumulation of heart or blood, sorry, accumulation of these fats in the blood vessels. So the person will get very less oxygen supply. So because of that, people might have all those heart diseases. Then physical activity. So all these factors are called as the modifiable, means which we can do something, which you can change. Then the second one is called as the non-modifiable. Non-modifiable means these are the thing which it cannot be changed, like your age. You cannot change your age, yes or no? Sex, because some diseases are very prone. Like if you see the example of breast cancer, breast cancer is very common among women, okay, as compared to men, and even ovarian cancer. So all these things we cannot change, right? Then family history, even family history also, these are the non-modifiable risk factors. Your genetic, your genes, these are also some of the factors that cannot be changed. So family history is mostly related to your hereditary disease, like your this one hypertension, if you see the example, then diabetes. So these type of diseases is mostly hereditary. That means it can be transmitted from one generation to another. But what you can do is, even though it is non-modifiable, but still to some extent, what can you do in order to improve your health, or to make yourself less prone to that disease? At least you should do some changes in the modifiable factors. Okay, so the different types of risk factors
uh,
are, the first one is
ma'am.
called as the behavioral risk factors. So from the word itself, behavior, that means these are those factors which are related to your lifestyle changes. For example, is your smoking, alcohol, nutritional choice. Nutritional choice in the sense, like especially nowadays, everyone, they love eating outside, right? Eating junk food. But even though we might feel good while eating, but those are very unhealthy diet. Okay. Then your physical inactivity. Nowadays, nobody do exercise, right? Mostly they'll just lay up in bed, just sitting, mobile phones. Yes. Then spending too much time in the sun without adequate sun protection. So these are some of the factors which are related to your lifestyles. So these factors also you can change. Okay. So how you can reduce yourself, because adequate exposure to sun, what happen if you don't put sun protection? You might be getting high chance of getting skin burn, then even skin cancer. Okay, so that's why we always need to put skin protection. So you know that you might get skin cancer, so what you'll do, you will put lots of skin protection, or this one your is this sunscreen. Okay, so these are the behavioral risk factors. The second is your physiological. So physiological, it means it is related to your body function. Okay. So these, it can be a combination of so many things like your genetic, lifestyle, because whatever is inside your body also, it depends also on what you eat. Yes or no? Even it depends on your lifestyle also, what you do. So if you don't exercise, then your body also, even internally, it won't be healthy. So the example is like obesity, high blood pressure, high blood cholesterol, okay? All this high glucose level. So these are all related to the physiological risk factors or to your body function. The next is your demographic. So demographic risk factors, it is usually involving so many things. It can be your social, economic, cultural, or it can be your political factors, okay? So the example here is like access to clean water, sanitation, then risk in the workplace, the environmental pollution, social settings. So these are all related to your demographical risk factors. So it includes a very combination of many factors from all various aspects. Okay. So the next we have is your genetic risk factors. Okay. So from the word itself, genetic risk factors means it is involving your genes. Okay. So if you see like some examples of some diseases such as your cystic fibrosis, this muscular dystrophy, okay, these and okay, not only these, if you take the example of diabetes mellitus, okay, simple example. So that also it comes from the genetic makeup. Okay. So and here also I have given some other diseases such as diabetes, asthma. It reflects the interaction between the genes of the individual and the environment. So because of the interaction between the genes and the environment, the person might develop the disease like diabetes, asthma. So how in what individual environment, what happened? Like suppose I think you know like people with asthma, they are very high prone to allergy. Yes, so once any dust enter, they might have bronchitis. Yes, yes, and somebody is asking question. No? Yes, you can ask. Hello.
No, ma'am, no. You continue, ma'am.
Okay, so these are the various type of, okay, these risk factors you can go through later. Okay, I'll be sharing the slides. So these are some of the examples that I give. So just remember in the risk factors, risk means it is the chance of developing any disease. Okay, so what are your chance of developing disease? And these risk factors, it is mostly appropriate for those disease where the exact cause of disease is not known. Like for example, I have given like heart cancer, then even your heart disease, cancer, even diabetes. Okay, so these diseases, the exact cause is unknown. So for that, what we don't use agent, but we use the term risk factors. Okay, and the risk factors, it can be your modifiable risk factors, means these are those risk factors which you can change, okay, by maintaining your diet or your lifestyle, improving your lifestyle. And the other one is called as the non-modifiable, means these are those factors, risk factors, which you cannot change, okay, like your age, sex, family history, okay, your genetic makeup. Then the various type of risk factors is we have the first one, we have the behavioral risk factors. That means these are those related to your lifestyle. Okay. Then we have the physiological risk factors. These are related to your body function, okay, or your biology. Then we have the demographic risk factors. It includes so many subtopics, like it can be your social, economic, cultural, political factors, or it also can be your physical surrounding, physical, chemical, or it can be your biological factors. Then the next we have is your genetic risk factors. Okay, so genetic risk factors, what is it? It is related to the genetic makeup. Okay, so these are the things about risk factors. Okay, so please, if you have any question, you can ask related to this topic.
Ma'am,
Yes, yes.
ma'am. Just you said, ma'am, under the modified risk factors,
Yeah,
modified
yeah, yeah.
and modified,
Non-modified.
non-modified, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Modifiable means
Non-mod.
these are those which you can change. Suppose you know smoking. Smoking is one of the risk factors for lung cancer, I have said, right? So what do you do?
Yes, ma'am.
So you know that you will develop lung cancer by smoking. So what you'll do in order to reduce your chances of developing smoking, you will try to reduce your cigarette intake, or you'll try, because suddenly we cannot stop smoking. Yes or no? You know that, right? If a person is
Yes,
a
ma'am.
daily smoker, suddenly you cannot tell him tomorrow you stop. But how can he do it? Slowly, slowly he can reduce the number of cigarette intake. So he will try to reduce his smoking. So by reducing his smoking or cigarette intake, he will also reduces his chance of developing lung cancer. Okay, so that is called as the modifiable risk factors. Modifiable means something which we can do, which we can make some changes. Okay.
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. But I want to ask, ma'am, in non-modifiable risk factors, ना you said breast cancer ना, तो
Yeah, yeah,
मैम
yeah.
वो हम लोग जब वो जो ब्रेस्ट कैंसर अगर हो गया तो उसको हम लोग मतलब आपने बोला वो डाइट मेंटेन करके फिजिकल एक्सरसाइज करके कुछ
Yeah, yeah,
करके हम
yeah.
लोग मतलब उसको हम लोग इस
No,
करके
no, that is
मतलब
just an
उसको भी हम
example.
लोग
I'm
मॉडिफाई
saying that.
मॉडिफाई मॉडिफाई कर सकते कि नहीं, मतलब अगर उसको मतलब जेनेटिक जो मतलब ब्रेस्ट कैंसर का जो रिस्क फैक्टर्स है उसको हम लोग होने ही नहीं देते, तो मतलब जो नॉन मॉडिफाइबल है ना मैम,
Yeah,
उसमें भी हम
don't be
लोग
confused.
मतलब
I
मॉडिफाई
actually
कर
nah,
सकते कि नहीं?
you take from the gender point of view. Okay, what example I give is that this breast cancer is common among female, not men. So that is the example of sex. Like some sex, they are more prone. Like lung cancer, it is more prone with male people, like male individual. Okay, but breast cancer, it is more prone with female. So that is because of the hormonal inside, like hormonal inside the individual because of our hormones. Okay, so that is the one example that I gave on sex. Yeah, yeah, those other factors. I'm I'm not taking the example related to modifiable. I'm taking that example based on that one. You understand now? I'm just giving an example. Okay.
यस मैम, यस मैम। बट मैम डायबिटीज मेलाइटिस जेनेटिक मैम, जेनेटिक होता है ना, मतलब फादर्स मदर से, मतलब वो जीन
Yeah,
से
yeah. It is a
ट्रांसमिट होता है मैम, तो
yeah, genetics and even your Down syndrome. Have you heard of Down syndrome?
हम्म,
Then mental retardation. You know, not mental retardation where people they have a very less IQ and they are not able. They have some mental
yes
illness.
मैम।
Okay,
मैम
so
अगर मैम अगर मतलब मैं मेरा मतलब फादर एंड मदर मतलब
yeah, yeah.
डायबिटीज
Suppose,
मेलाइटिस है
yeah,
ना,
example,
मतलब
your father is
तो
having
हम लोग
diabetes mellitus.
हम्म,
Okay. So what happened?
हम्म,
You yourself, you will be having a very high chance of developing diabetes. But that doesn't mean that you will get diabetes. But if you don't maintain your diet, if you don't go for regular checkup, you understand that, yeah, even though you have family history, but if you maintain yourself, there is a high chance that you might not get that disease, but you are at risk. So that is called as the risk factors. Risk factors means it
मैम
doesn't mean like you will surely get the disease because of all this, but there is a chance. Okay. Yeah.
okay ma'am, so non-modifiable risk factor under non-modifiable risk factors we can also modify na ma'am, risk factor we can also modify, मतलब we can
No, no,
manage
no.
our
Age
diet
you
plan
can change or
na?
not. You cannot change, right? Like like with increased age, there's also increased chance of developing high blood pressure. So, but age is a factor which you cannot change. Yes.
Yes ma'am,
Okay,
yes,
don't be confused. Okay, so
okay ma'am, okay.
non-modifiable means you cannot change. Like age, your age, can you change your age? No, right? So we know that
No ma'am,
when I'm old, I might get so many problems. I might get
yes
cancer,
ma'am,
I might get diabetes, I might get hypertension, but still, I cannot do like even though you cannot do directly, you cannot do anything about it. But what can you do? You can do something to reduce it. Okay, like to reduce the consequences, like we can say. Okay, yeah.
ma'am वो demographic risk factors, about demographic risk factors ma'am.
Okay, so demographic risk factors means it involves all aspects. It can be your social, it can be your economical. Like demographic means it will involve all your physical surrounding, everything outside. Okay, so like the example is, you know that because of if you don't drink adequate water, clean water, you might get so many waterborne disease like diarrhea, your cholera. So because of that, so you are having a very high risk of developing disease from if you don't get a very good water, that if you clean water, then that water is what? Water is a form of your physical environment. An example. Okay. So
Ma'am,
example in
ma'am political factor,
huh?
political factors ma'am, political factors,
Political factors,
how
like
to
I said
risk factors
last
yes.
time, yes. So political factors means what happened. You know that politicians, they are the one who will be making all the programs, yes or no? They will make the programs.
Yes ma'am,
So based on that, it is, so if they don't if they don't plan properly, so all the people, they will not be getting the equal services, we can say. So if they don't get equal services, and if suppose, as you all know nowadays, even corruption is so much going on, right? So even though the scheme, it is for 1 crore, for example, but at last, the main people, how much they will get? Only not even 50% of that, right? So that's why, if a political people, our political leaders are very strong leaders, if they're really like planning all the programs properly, so all the people also, they will be getting a very good services. So that's why political factors is also one of the main important risk factors. So if the political factors, if our political system is good, then the people also, they will be getting a good service. Okay, clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
Ma'am,
This in the
जो मैम
workplace
नॉन
means what happened? Okay, if you're working for many hours, suppose you are supposed to work only 10 hours, not like 10 hours in a day, like not 10 hours, so 6 hours in a day, but you're overworked. That means if once you overwork, that means you'll be having less chance of developing depression. Yes, mentally also you'll feel sick. Physically also your body won't be able to stand so much of physical torture. Yes or no? You'll have insomnia, you won't feel like eating. So these are the risks in your workplace. So okay, clear?
मैम अंडर नॉन मॉडिफाइबल रिस्क फैक्टर्स हाउ कैन मैनेज मैम हम लोग कैसे मैनेज कर सकते हैं अंडर नॉन
Yeah,
मॉडिफाइबल
non-modifiable
रिस्क
means
फैक्टर्स में
something like, suppose age. You know that with
मैनेज
increased age, that you will have high chance of you'll have high chance of getting blood pressure. So, but what you'll do, you know that you will have that chance, but you will try to maintain your diet. You will try to eat healthy. You will try to go for a regular checkup. Okay, then you will try to maintain your you do some light exercise. Means so even though you might get that problem, but the consequences will be less as compared to not doing anything. Okay, so that's why when we always give, okay, as I'll tell, I'm telling me as a nurse. Okay, we as a nurse, what we used to do sometime when we go for any when any patient comes to us. Okay, so by before they go, we used to give them some form of health education. Health education means we used to explain to them about what is that disease, what is the risk factors. Okay, so that by knowing the risk factors, they'll be able to know, okay, these are the risk factors for developing diabetes. So what I'll do when then he will try to modify that, or he will try to change, or he will try to maintain his diet, he will try to exercise. So even though like it's not necessarily mean that just by doing that he might not get the disease, he might get it, but the thing is that it might be less, like the consequences might be less as compared to previously. Okay, clear?
ओके मैम ओके
Okay,
थैंक यू
so still if you have doubt, you can ask me again. Okay, so now we'll be seeing the small topic of health promotion. Okay, so from the beginning, I have already discussed about risk factors, risk factors. So health promotion means what? These are some of the things which you do in order to promote your health, okay, or in order to improve your health. So suppose like I have already shown you all those risk factors, yes or no? So like one of the risk factors for cancer, lung cancer is smoking. So in health promotion, what you'll do, you will try to promote your health by avoiding smoking. So health promotion means these are those activities which you do in order to promote your health, or even to reduce the possibility of developing any disease by doing some health promotive activities. Okay, so health promotive activities, it can be in many forms. Firstly, it can be in the forms of health education, by giving health education to the people. Okay, or even to yourself, like so many people, they used to give handouts and all. Okay, if you see even in the hospitals, if you go. Okay, so then it can be by maintaining your environment. Okay, so these are so many. Okay, directly I'll go with the definition. Okay, so what is health promotion? Health promotion, it is a process of enabling people to increase control over their health, okay, and its determinants, and thereby improving their health. How can people control over their health? First of all, what we need to do is we need to tell them what is that. Suppose we need to inform them first. What is that disease? Yes. So once they know about the disease, what is the risk factors of developing that disease? So after knowing that, they will try to control their health. So how they're controlled? By maintaining their diet, by doing exercise, by going for checkup, regular checkup, okay, periodic checkup also. And once they do all those, it will help them in order to improve their health. So that is a basic simple definition, means these are something that we do in order to maintain our health or in order to promote our health. Okay. So health promotion, according to the another definition, it says it refers to the activities that increase the well-being and enhance the wellness or health. Okay. So this is a very simple and a very clear definition of health promotion. Okay. So many activities. So all those activities I'll be discussing later. Okay. So what are the main goals of health promotion? So why do we need health promotion in our life? Okay. First of all, to create an environment that allow all the people to access all the needed services. So the main aim of health promotion is to make sure that every people in the society, they should get all equal services. So we should not be discriminating people based on their sex or based on their age, based on their race, their culture. So every people in a society, okay, it is also clearly mentioned by the World Health Organization that as a human being, it is our right in order to achieve a good health. Okay. So whatever services is there, all these needs to be equally distributed. Okay. The second is to equip the people with the skills to determine their own health needs. Okay, that means how can we equip the people? By giving them health education, by making sure that all of them, they get a very good clean water, good sanitation. The physical environment should be good. So once the people got all those, then they will be able to promote their health. Somebody please mute your microphone. Okay, so the next is the principles of health promotion. Okay, so according to the World Health Organization, there are some principles which is there under the health promotion. Okay, so the first one is the empowerment. So empowerment, how can we empower people? Means somebody please mute your microphone. It's
Biswajit
very
Das and Akash
disturbing.
Setri, please mute your microphone. Biswajit Das and Akash Setri. Biswajit, please
Okay,
mute your.
please.
Okay.
I'm running out of time.
Okay.
Okay, because
Continue.
only 10 minutes I have. Okay, so the main principles of health promotion is the first one is empowerment. Okay, so empowerment means, do you know what is the meaning of empowerment? Means to empower. Every time we used to hear the word, right? Woman empowerment or any empowerment means to anyone. What do you mean by empowerment?
Ma'am, empowerment means, ma'am, anything, ma'am, to give knowledge and to
Yeah,
give
yeah. It can
awareness,
be in a
knowledge,
form of
to
knowledge.
empower
It
this
can be in
group
a
of
form
people.
of so many things. Empower means you give them like, it's not that you're giving them exactly power, but if they have the knowledge, they'll be able to speak up. They'll have the power, right? So empowerment. So how can we help the people in the individuals as well as the community empowered? By giving them health education, by involving them in all the health planning programs. So we have so many, if you take again in the community settings. So how can we empower the people? By involving them in all those planning programs. Suppose you are organizing one health camp in a one small village. Okay, so how you'll empower the people? You will involve them in, you will involve them in, like, you will ask from them what is the main, like, what is the main what is the main problem that they're having, and based on that problem you will try to solve their problems, or you'll try to organize health camp based on that problem. So that is one simple example of empowerment. So because once they have, like, once you are involving them, you are making them involved in that group, they feel good or they feel empowered. Okay, so that is one principles of health promotion which it says. Then the second is participative. Participative means we should always involve the community, because whatever, if you see, right from anything, right from planning, right from implementations means doing, and evaluation means we try to find out the results or we try to take a feedback. Okay, So participative in the sense what we'll do, because we know that whatever activities we do in the community, it is for the community people. Yes or no? So whatever we do, it's for them. So why not involve them, right? So how can we involve them? We will involve them in the planning of, suppose like I have given the example of health camp. So before planning the health camp, we will talk with the headman, or we will involve the community people. Then even in the implementation. So some people, community people, we will involve them in the health camp. Then evaluation means it is evaluating means or taking the feedback. So evaluation is a very important process of anything. Okay, because only if you evaluate, then only you'll be able to know whether it is really successful or not. So evaluation is a very important aspect of any health programs or anything related or any programs. Okay, so the next is holistic. Holistic means it is, we try to give health education based on all aspects, based on the physical, social, mental, social. So our holistic means health promotion should be on all aspects. Intersectoral means because health of the community as well as of the people, it cannot be done only by one sector. For example, one sector is hospital. The hospital alone, they cannot maintain the health of the individual only by themselves. So what do we need? We need the social worker, we need the community leaders, then we need the dairy or the food, the food industry, because food is also one aspect which is a part of our health. Yes, we eat food daily, so based on the food we eat also, our health is also our health is also maintained, or it is involved. So the next, this one is equitable. Okay, principles. Equitable, like I've said, means like every individual people in the society, they should be able to get equal share or equal, this one. Nobody, there should not be any injustice. So whatever, suppose whatever activity you're going to give in the community or whatever services, that should be given to all. We make sure that everyone gets the services. This next is sustainable. Sustainable in the sense like all your health promotions, be it your whatever you give in the society. Okay, so all those, it should be such in a way that even after you don't provide them, still they should be able to maintain their health. It's not like only if you give them, or suppose if you give them, then only during those time they will be able to maintain their health. But it should be in such a way that even after, if you are not funding them or you're not giving them anything, still after that also the people are benefiting from your health, or they will still be able to maintain their health. Okay, so I'll be showing some of the interventions. Intervention means what are some of the activities which we can do in order to promote our health. The first one is health education. So from the word itself, health means health only, right? Education means we used to give some people some knowledge. So if you see everywhere, even if you go for, suppose if you go to a dentist for a small tooth extraction, so what does he do? Immediately after your tooth extraction, he will be telling you, eat this, eat that, do clean your teeth, like that. So that is also a very simple form of health education. Health education means we are providing education related to any aspects of your health. Okay, so a large number of diseases, because if you know, like many diseases, especially this can be prevented, like diarrhea. Diarrhea, the main cause of diarrhea is what? Eating unhealthy diet, eating street food. So what happens? We know that diarrhea is very common. Okay, so what we will do, we will provide them health education and how to prevent diarrhea. Okay, so that is one very important aspects of health education. By a simple health education, you will be able to help the people in the society in order to prevent any disease occurrence in their society. So health promotion is very important aspects, health education. Okay. The second is modifying the environment. So how can you modify the environment? You can provide them good water supply. Then there should be a very good sanitary latrine. Okay, then control of insects and pests, then improvement of housing. So the housing, at least they should be able to have a good ventilation of the house. The house, there should be adequate lighting inside the house. So all this environmental modification which we can do. So once we modify all this, then it will help the people in improving their health, in promoting of their health. The next is nutritional. Okay, so nutritional means we will provide them some nutritional interventions in the form like, I think most of the especially if you see that starvation, especially in developing country, people are not even getting to eat even 3 meals or 2 meals in a day, right? So people are starving. So and because of that starvation, they might have so many, they might be prone so many disease. Like for example, not exactly disease also, like for example, malnutrition. So they might be prone to malnutrition, and because of malnutrition, they might be having so many diseases later on. So in these nutritional interventions, for example, if child feeding programs. So example of child feeding programs is like ICDS, okay? This is Integrated Child and Developmental Scheme. So if you remember in your school, if you're going in government schools, they provide some lunch, yes or no, in school, some days.
Yes, Google.
Yes, okay, so that is a part
ये
of
अपना नेटवर्क ठीक नहीं है ना
ICDS.
नेटवर्क
फोन
ठीक
करो ना, फोन करके करो ना, 5 होता है।
Please don't
फिर
make
से फोन
noise.
करिए
कॉल करो, हम तुम्हें कॉल करें। जियो है ना?
फिर
Yes,
बंद हो
please
जाता है
mute
थोड़ी
your
देर के लिए
microphone.
मेरा आवाज नहीं
Akash,
आता
Akash Setri, please mute your microphone.
And the
Okay, ma'am.
next one is
Continue.
your food fortification. Food fortification, what does it mean? It means like we are adding some extra nutrients. So suppose, for example, if you see milk, okay? So in milk, what they mostly add, if you see that Amul Taza, if you're buying this fortified milk, what they add? They add vitamin D, okay? They add iron. So that is an example of food fortification. Fortification means we are adding extra nutrients or benefits to the food items. Okay, many, this one, even example of salt. Okay, so even this salt, mostly they used to add iodine because iodine, this goiter is very common, which is, and how can we prevent that? By eating this iodized salt. Then nutritional education will educate them about the diet. Then the next is your lifestyle and behavioral. So how can we change that? By giving the people a health education, then also by maintaining all their healthy lifestyles. Okay, so these are the health promotive activities. So are you all clear? Okay, the first one is your health education. Second is your environmental modification.